Welcome back to House of Horrors. Today we'll be entering the actual House of Horrors. So just to show you, the crossbow has turned into the revolver, so it's not actually that powerful, so I'd still rather go with the pistols. It's kind of like this is just meant for aiming at things. So let's head up the driveway. We have this kind of trippy camera angle, which is really cool. I quite like it, even though it is a little bit disorientating. But just turn left up to these pink flowers and we have some painkillers right here. A small medpack. And then over the fence. Okay, so you will just have a couple of birds. One shot will kill each. And you cannot enter the house through the front door. It is locked up pretty tight. But we do have some Uzi Clips just over here. So now I'm going to make my way around to the back of the house. So to get in, we do need a key for the back door. So to get the key for that, we're going to enter the basement section. So there's two spots to interact just here. There's the two separate handles. Interact with the one closest to the window so that you can land safely. Because if you interact in the wrong spot, you can fall on all that spiky, horrible stuff, and that is instant death. That's pretty much a spike trap. So come inside. We do need to get this door open. What I'm first going to do is I'm just going to come under the stairs. It can be a bit tricky to do. So you do not need to interact with this valve just yet, but I'm going to, just for convenience. So that's released a pipe. So I didn't need to do that just yet. And you can grab a small med pack just here again as well. So I'll explain that pipe situation once I get there. It's just easier to do that right now. And next, just coming around, Laura will look at some more painkillers, some tablets on the shelving. But behind the shelving is this very sneaky switch. So that's open the door at the bottom of the stairs. Did it get you? Who's this guy? Trying to kill Lara. We are definitely not wanted here. So just grab the key, and that trapdoor has now closed up. We are trapped in here. So we kind of need to put the fire out. That's one reason why I interacted with that valve first. So you can still get to the valve. It just feels easier to do it without the fire. But yeah, that's it's still doable. So we need 5 broken pipes to flood the room. So one of them is actually back in this room, and the rest of them act like jump switches. So just hop over to the pipe and she'll break it. The next one is just above the doorway. Fourth one is in this corner behind this chair. And the final one is over in this corner. Okay, so we are still trapped in here. Do not panic. So come into this tiny section. Can be tricky, but don't panic. You have plenty of time to try and get in and get out of this basement again. So now that trapdoor is open. And that guy is waiting. He's waiting. So now the area is flooded, you can grab these painkillers on the shelf. Well, let's go see what this guy wants. What's his deal?
Maybe I can't stop you from going in there. but the police are already on their way, and they will take you back out.
I mean, you're not my mom. I don't care. So he can't actually do anything. He's not going to do anything to you. So just on the back porch, we have some large Medpack, some bandages. I can't remember what it's called. Health pack. Okay. And we can use the backdoor key and enter into the house. So there is a very uninviting atmosphere, and we're actually trapped in the house now. So not much to do straight away, but there is some revolver ammo just over in this corner in the window. Okay, and there are some levers round about, so more on that in a mo. The only place we can go is into this room for now. And just in the window behind the table, there's a health pack. And the thing you need to do is interact with this crystal ball. Couldn't really see that, but Laura just has a look at that. But this letter has now appeared. We do have some spiders as well, acting like scarabs, so be careful of them. You can't get rid of them. But just here, pick up this letter. Like, whoa, what was that noise? So let's take a look at the letter. It might explain a few things. The cards are on the table. I can feel things. Things in the air around me. Things that have happened. Or things that are going to happen. This house is full of memories and secrets. Death. We will all perish violently. There are forces at work here. Terrifying forces, and I fear so for my child. So that noise kind of came from upstairs. Let's go take a look what on earth happened. So here's a portrait of Madame Beatrice just chilling with some snacks. Looks like she's got a packet of crisps. Oh, I'm stuck on the table. There we go. So this door is now open. This wasn't open before those noises downstairs. So you can come inside, and it kind of does show you a split second there, the tarot cards on the table. I thought there was a health pack. I'm looking in the wrong window. So here's a health pack. So those tarot cards were already there. They're down in that room where we interacted with the crystal ball. But the main reason we came up here was we just need to hop on the table. There we go, and pick up this telegram. So let's take a look at this. Beatrice, I'm sending you a necklace to help you bind the entity haunting your house, but beware of its touch afterwards. Its powers are not for everyone. So, very strange and peculiar. What is going on here? So it seems Beatrice did try to get rid of some forces. She was unsuccessful though. So now I'm just coming back downstairs to interact with these levers that I pointed out. So I confess, I'm just going to run around so these spiders don't get me. I confess I don't really know how the levers work. They have to be done in order, but not all of them are to be pulled. So it seems like the hooded, cloaked figures are the ones to interact with. So first, this one in this hallway. And then, yes, I am going back upstairs. I could have pulled that first, but for the sake of the confusion that I have with these levers, I wanted to have some clarity in my video. So, yeah, these two, you want to pull this one on the right. So yeah, I do like to have clarity in my videos. Where I can save time, I do something a little sooner than needed while I'm there. But sometimes if a situation is a little bit confusing, I'll just save the whole situation to be done all at once. Okay, final lever in this room. I mean, it's not that confusing, it's just I can't explain the situation with these levers, but pull those levers in that order, and we have opened another door upstairs. Here we go, into the bedroom now. So you can grab the attic key sitting right here. Oh no, the police are already here! Just come in. I'm gonna get arrested. So before heading out and using the attic key, be sure to grab another small medpack. If you're having trouble picking that up, just crouch down. So we can use the attic key now straight away, so that's to be used right here, and yeah, we are going to have some spiders fall on our head straight out of the attic. Okay, just climb up to avoid them. And as you step away from the attic, the door will close. What is doing damage to me right now? There's a spider. Get out. Get out. Okay, there we go. Okay, so there's some important items around about to pick up, but I'm going to pick up just the general pickup items first, if that makes sense. So Uzi Clips, just here on this table. And if it helps you get your bearings in here, there are kind of like 4 different corners. So nothing to pick up here at the moment. Like, yes, there are pickups, but they're important ones. So over here you can hop onto the table, grab some more painkillers. And this book is kind of smoky. This is an indication that we do need to interact with that book. So I will be coming back to that. Over in this corner, hard to see, but behind this desk you can shoot that for health pack. And there's one more item which I'm trying to figure out, like, well, where is it? Why did I miss it? It's near a record player, I'm sure. Yes, it is right here, where the Uzi Clips were, actually. There we go. So the Uzi Clips were on that table. Okay, so that's the non-important items. So now let's get down to business. So I am first going to interact with this book. So Laura's just looking around, she's just going to read this book. Nothing significant to do, but this is a trigger point. You may have wanted to save your game before doing this, by the way. These birds that have suddenly come to life can really do some damage. So just try and jump forward as fast as you can while you're reading that book. There we go. That's not so bad, but yeah, they've really done a number on me before. Just try and hold the jump and forward to get away from that corner. So that was weird. The birds have come to life and or crashed through the window as well, because there's a broken window and I don't think it was broken when we came up here. But now in this corner, these items were already here. I could have picked these up anyway. But there is one item that's now appeared. But let's take a look at this. What is this? Spellbook Page. So hard to read. I can't quite identify what that red writing is next to like the 3-headed Cerberus. Maybe it says don't. But just below that you can just make out it says something flower petals. And then dead man's blood, fresh, heat, burn. And then I think this next part says the ether will weaken the boundaries between worlds so that lost souls can slip through. Beware of the Guardian. So I may have got some words wrong, not sure. But we are going to make some soup now. Going to do some cooking. So grab this Sacrificial Dagger. This will give us a little scene. So that's unfortunate. Those bats spooked that guy. He's out of the picture now. And then we have a few bats for just a second. Very easy to avoid. Next, taking a look around. I feel like I just can't ever remember what I'm doing in this game, unfortunately. But this wasn't here before. These dried petals. She's coming in. She's coming in the house. She's gonna get us. Okay, so now I'm going to start using these around this pot. So if you see the white markings around the pot, this is where you'd preferably want to be standing. So actually it's at the back. If you start at the back, this kind of indicates flowers. So this is where the dried flower petals are going to be used. Okay, work your way round. Come to the bellows and interact to add some heat. Gosh, something seems to have happened. We're not quite done cooking just yet, but let's go take a look. What on earth was that? So drop on down and, well, the bathroom is now open and we can see this poor policewoman has potentially been mauled by that devil dog. So she has perished. We are not getting arrested today. That's lucky. So she did drop her weapon just down here. We can grab this. And that totem is a secret. I ducked down because I forgot that the bats don't spawn just there. They spawn when you grab this empty bottle. So then duck down. So that totem that showed up when I grabbed the revolver can be shot as part of a secret. There's a few roundabout. So if you remember what the spellbook page said, it said dead man's blood, and well, you can't get much fresher than this. So sorry love, just gonna take some of this. There we go. So now back up to the attic to use this last ingredient. Okay, over this way. And you do need to interact straight from the inventory. You can't just press action. Because I haven't actually saved it yet, I best do that. Sometimes I prefer to save before pouring an item into whatever I'm pouring into, in case I just miss and pour the special stuff straight on the floor, because that can happen. So find the dead man's blood, or bottle of blood. And we have our concoction here. If I can just come around, there we go. Grab this, a resurrection potion. Nice. So we are now completely done in the attic. So after grabbing that, it's not very clear what we're doing next, but if you remember, the bats came in through this window. This is open now, so this is the way we're going. So we actually just need to use the roof to get around to another balcony section. So there we go, just hop on up and shimmy to the right to the next balcony along. It is going to take a moment to get there, so just be patient. Okay, here we go. So once you are over the balcony, just drop on down and grab this clock key. Oh, the moment you can duck, just duck down whenever you can. Okay, and once they are gone, there's nowhere we can really go from here, so we will have to just head back down to the ground floor to get back in the house. So just use the vines to get over that the balcony lip safely. And there we go. So back into the house. I should have pointed out this passage as well when I first came this way. This is for once we are done in the house. So we're nearly done actually, so we'll be heading there soon. So the clock where we're going to be using the key is actually in the kitchen area. Okay, so not very obvious where it is, but it's right here. Use the key. And a secret room has opened up. Ooh. Okay, so in the room... Secret bedroom. So just shoot this box that's right here, and inside is a Victorian doll. And it is showing you whereabouts we're going to be using the doll. We haven't been there yet, but we are now done in the house, so we can go down that back passage in the garden. So once the policewoman entered the house, that actually opened the door back up. So here we go, straight into this new section. So Laura's looking to the right. That is for later on once we are done in this swampy area. And be careful of the tile next to this plant. It's got a bear trap on it. So this will stop after a little moment. And do not fall in the swamp. That will be instant death. There is no getting out. So just hop on over. These tiles will break away. If you want to get back again, you can use those lily pads. So there is another bear trap underneath this plant, so just do your best. Either trigger it if you want, or hop on over. And I'm coming around this side of this hut just for some Uzi Clips. Okay, and now I'm heading into this hut. So just kick this panel and crawl on in. Oh, there is a bird that doesn't always bother me, but it did today. Okay, so we need to get this door open, and if you have a look around, you might just make out this sneaky little gap. Very hard to maneuver in this gap. There we go. Okay, and this room can be very frustrating. It looks kind of creepy as well. So yeah, this is a very pointy, spiky room. You can have a lot of health taken off you in this room. So, just step up. There we go. And I will save my game again. So, you can go ahead and jump over to the corner safely. Grab this health pack. And you can keep looking in front of you. Don't worry about keep turning and looking, see where you're going. Making our way around to the very left side of the room. And ironically, as you pass this little gap, it's the deer with the feet facing me, facing Laura, that will actually do the most damage to you. So steer a little clearer of that deer. And you get pushed around and it's very annoying. Because you get knocked into something else that's going to damage you, and then that pushes you into something else. But slow and steady, make your way to this lever. There we go. You can see the deer below that door. That's where I am. So that is right above me. So I'm going to make my way back out again. I'm being awfully careful just here. Okay, so far so good. That's kind of the worst part. And it's much easier to get out of here than getting in here. Just run, stick to the left. Shoot that dog that appears when you leave. Okay, oops, I was about to just head on out. So we need to explore this room first. Gasp! So there is a dead man in here. So grab some revolver ammo just over here. And then this camera angle doesn't make anything easy, but just come on over and you can move this body out of the way. There we go, just gotta find the sweet spot. And we have a shotgun, which actually seemingly is an important item, believe it or not. We do need this. Or it seems to me that this is the only weapon that's going to work for a certain moment that's coming up later. So once you have this, you can now leave. And there is one last thing to do just in this section before moving on over in that direction. So there is a lever over here and it's not clear what it does. So yes, you can step on the lily pads, pull the lever. The kind of a pointy star-shaped motif is kind of a giveaway, but it's still not clear. Some of the like cutaways and the little scenes are broken in this game. Sometimes it shows you, sometimes it doesn't. Even the ending of the game is a little buggy. But use the lever when it's showing us today. There we go. So that is a moment that's coming up shortly. We've activated a spiky boulder to get it out of the way. So nice. I'm glad that it did show for the purpose of the walkthrough. Okay, don't forget about the bear trap if you did not trigger it. Okay, and you can just see a health pack just on that ledge, but you can't get to it because it's the other side of those roots. So now heading towards the boat. So you can use the lily pads. Onto the boat and then hop that gap over to here. And this is familiar. This showed us this location when we picked up the Victorian Doll. So thinking outside the box here, there's a flame which seems like it might be significant. So you do have to use your noodle a bit, interact around, and yes, you can interact with the flame and use the resurrection potion. Okay, so those roots are right behind me. We can't go back that way. So also, this light has appeared on the wall. Just gonna save my game. And so approaching this, oh my goodness, what? We have a Cerberus. Oh, that's really annoying that I took some damage. I might reload because that was unintended. I kind of need the health, but this acts as a bull and we need it to crash back into this. There we go. So I'm glad it didn't hit me again. Usually it just hits me constantly that one time. So it's kind of made up for it. Like, gosh, what is happening? So, there now seems to be a little dead girl. Please don't hurt me. Do you know what all little dead girls like? Dolls! Let's give her a doll and maybe she won't hurt us. Okay, she's running off, thank goodness. We're safe, we're fine. She's really happy. Right, awesome. So yes, we can now go back this way if you want to. You don't need to, but the roots have gone anyway. And well, the girls seem to come down this way. What's down this way? There's somebody right behind me, isn't there? Yes, yes there is. And he's kind of freaky. I'm going to have a cautionary save. And I'm going to just equip my, my laser sight so I can show you him. If you approach... He's creepy. Like, this might actually be the guy that fell in the water. But what you need to do is actually grab the shotgun and make sure you're kind of close to him. You need to knock him over. It can potentially just take 3 shots. But I've noticed it varies. And I've not, yeah, you see, I've knocked him down before and he's gone back up again. It's like, can't you just stay dead? That didn't quite work out, and I'm not sure why. Because it kind of seems like you don't necessarily need the shotgun, but it definitely helps. Yeah, just making sure that it's the pistols. Because you see, he doesn't really get knocked back. Something's gone wrong, and it feels like this is kind of buggy. Because you do need to kill him. I'm gonna reload. That's scary. So yeah, it seems you do need the shotgun, but yeah, this is buggy. Sometimes it just feels like the pistols are not going to do the trick, and I don't know the way around, but this usually works. He's down. Awesome. So there we go. He does drop this key. So last time I was practicing, he went down in 2 shots and got back up again. And then it took me another 4 shots to down him again. And I kind of had to look around for the key. Wasn't sure where it was. But anyway, if you do need more shotgun shells, there's some right here. So this guy dropped the Crypt Key, so it doesn't matter which way you go now to exit, you can go back where the boat was or carry on around this way. We can now grab this health pack and next use the pliers to remove these roots. And hey, guess what? I completely forgot about a secret, but that's fine because I can grab it now. So, right up there is a totem. So make sure you grab your revolver with the laser sight. And there we go, shooting that counts as a secret. So we are completely done here now and we can head back across the swamp. There we go, and mind the bear trap if you did not trigger it. But next we're heading into this gap. Careful of the flooring and the ceiling. Very slopey and low. Okay, just crawling through. There's a swampy hole just here, so careful you don't fall in there. I'm just crawling to get to this revolver ammo. Okay, and next use the monkey bars to get to the other side. There we go, drop and grab. So now if you remember, I activated a spiky boulder, so that is right at the end there. It dropped from up here. So if I can, making sure I'm just lined up to look through here. So there's a hellhound just sleeping right there, but we need to get the door open that's next to it. And the switch to do that is right up here. So that's why you want to trigger that boulder. If you do go without pulling that lever and you can't get back, you can trigger the boulder by stepping on the tile space. It's very tricky and annoying, but it can be done. So grab these flares before leaving. And that hellhound has walked away. That's fine. So just going to make my way to the other side. Don't be too close to this rope because it's actually closer than it looks. You can easily overshoot. There we go. So just wait for it to turn up. Oh, that's the wrong... What? Why do I have the revolver equipped? Oh, I'm reloading because that went wrong. Do I need to reload? I would like to because of my health. You see, that's why the revolver's so rubbish. Why did I have the revolver? I shot the secret. I wouldn't have usually had the revolver equipped here. Gosh darn it. Gonna be really careful about my health. It's not that I have really low health, it's just there's a lot of stuff coming up. I like to try not to reload because you can fall into a vicious cycle of just, oh, I took a tiny bit of damage, let's reload. So let's do our best not to. But right here we're going to use the Crypt Key. I'm not going to go in here just yet though. The door will close behind if I do. I'm just kind of using it as a quick getaway. So now it's open and then I can run straight inside once I am ready. So up here there will be some spiders. On the left you just saw a sleeping hellhound. So crawling up here, I just wanted to get away from the spiders, but we have a ton of secret stuff. So this is secret number 2. We have actual items in here. And now the hellhound is awake, the devil dog. So just equip the shotgun. And there will be the spiders, don't forget, down below. So, boom, kill that. And then I'm gonna run into the crypt door to get it to close and to stop the spiders coming in. So that's why I did that. So now just grab any old weapon, get rid of these. There's 3 hellhounds. Oh my goodness, so that plant didn't help me at all. And I'm out of ammo, isn't that amazing? This is going so badly, but it is fine. Gonna tell myself that it is fine. So back the way I came, you can grab some health just here, health pack. Right above the doorway. Okay, and the goal is to get the doors to the crypt open. So you do need a torch for that. Before I go find a torch, I am going to shoot secret number 3. So right there. Nice. And getting the doors open has actually got something to do with these pots, which you might be able to figure out. That's why we need a torch. So down this side of the crypt, if you have a look around, you can probably locate this very suspicious block. The only one with handles, but it does stick out like a sore thumb if you have a flare lit. Okay, and just crawl inside for some torches. Okay, so this can be very tricky to just throw down the gap. There we go. Because you can't crouch and then grab a torch. You have to, well, no, you can. You can, how does it work? You can crouch to grab a torch, but you can't crouch while you are holding a torch. That's how that works. So bear that in mind if you need to actually get it through the gap and it's not all the way through. So anyway, now to light the torch, just come to here. Easy peasy. And then just light the pots. So I've never really been set on fire, so I don't think it matters how close you are. So there is Beatrice lying there, rest her soul. Okay, so that is now open. Get rid of the torch and come inside. Poor Beatrice. So in here, the only thing we need to do is actually hop this fence, which is easier to do than it looks. That's my my revolver again. Okay, shoot that. I couldn't crouch with the revolver, that was actually kind of weird. But anyway, we now have this iron key. So head out and now head to the other side of this mausoleum. Before using the key, you can grab another secret. So if I just look up to the left, very easy to miss, there's some ledges that you can grab. There we go. So follow the route and head straight up to the top. So we are back in the mausoleum. Sometimes Lara gets a bit funny up in this top section. So right down below is where Beatrice is, and I highly recommend just walking because there can be invisible walls. You see I got turned. They can push you and turn you and you can slide and you can die. So there we go, just grab this. This is the secret item, like a really cool spider brooch. And you can also grab some more health. And to safely get down, just keep on coming around. There we go. So yes, as I say, you can just get pushed by an invisible wall or, you know, maybe a ghost. Okay. And once you are up here, there is a ledge, or, you know, a platform. This has raised right below to ease your fall. There we go. Awesome. Don't mind me, Beatrice. I'm leaving now. Okay, so again, around this side, and we can use the key at the end. Come on through. So to the left, easy to miss in this dark gap, we have some shotgun shells. More health right here. Okay, and come over this way. Do not drop down until you are ready because you won't be returning back up here. So grabbing the revolver, you can shoot the final secret. So if I actually just put that away so you can see, not so easy to see it because of the trees, but it is right here. There we go. So right now it's not obvious what we're doing at all. There is this bowl and there is a path. If you look around, you'll find a path behind those foliage. But here you can go ahead and use the Sacrificial Dagger. So we're going to now finish what Beatrice couldn't. Going to get rid of the evil entity within the house. So we have put some blood into the bowl. Oh, what an angel. She's got the necklace that we need. What a little sweetheart. You see, we're best mates now. Give a dead girl a doll and she will become your best friend. So, straight up here. Cheers, love. You're a good egg. Nice. So before heading back down, be sure to grab some more shotgun shells. Okay, back over to the bowl, you can interact to place the necklace. There'll be a bit of health loss. Scary stuff's happening. And if you kind of think about what the letter says, it now says that the necklace is evil. So not clear what to do really, but if you think about Tomb Raider 1 and what Lara does to the Scion, let's get it. So just for ease, it doesn't matter what weapon you use. I didn't really need to swap just then, but shoot that. And then, oh my good gracious, that was a bad place to want to save the game. We have summoned something that we need to send back. So, recommending the shotgun. At least that didn't do damage. Watch your shots, because these shots can miss if you're jumping around. So this entity can do the attack where it instantly sets you on fire, which is that one. Be close enough to keep knocking this thing back. And that's it. 3 shots from the shotgun as long as you're not jumping around. Easy peasy. So, well, now that's all dealt with. Let's head back this way. You might assume the gate's gonna open. But, no, we're heading this way. Approach these roots and they will retract. We can now head down this way. And that is it. The spirit has been lifted from the house. Good job, Lara. So let's go home. And look, it's Bestie. Bestie's brought the car around. Isn't she good? Nice. So this scene's kind of bugged out. I only saw this scene properly for the first time. Well, the very first time I played the game. We're supposed to be in a car driving down a road. That's the view that I saw the first time I played, and it ended by itself. But yeah, this... I think we're inside the car. I'm not sure. But yeah, this won't end as it is. You need to actually just quit out the game. But that is it. We are done. So thank you everyone for watching this spooky adventure this time. I don't play many spooky ones. And I hope to see you next time. Take it easy.